Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a topic we have been asked about several times, but we just were never ready to talk about it. So we're going to give you guys I guess a little recap of what had happened to us last year. So basically, in today's video, we're going to be opening up about what led up to our son passing away last year. So basically, we found out we were expecting in July 11, 2020, right? Yeah, 2020. Oh, by the way, this is my husband, Eric. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, I'm Jen, this is Eric, but many of you guys watching this know us, so you guys are probably wondering why we never spoke on the topic and stuff. It's just we were emotionally not ready yet, and we were just really going through it, and our family was the only
people that supported
the only
us.
ones that really knew everything that was going on. So basically in July, this is our daughter Mia. She's turning 6 months in August. So okay, so basically July 11, 2020, we found out we were expecting, right? Mind you, we were not trying to conceive at all. We were just shocked at the fact that I was pregnant, right? I have a video of me taking the pregnancy test and stuff, when I found out I was pregnant, but I cannot post that because he was recording me on the bathroom, using the bathroom, while I was singing worship music, because I don't know, I really thought I was not pregnant, but okay, somehow I ended up pregnant, right? So then everything was good. I think we had our ultrasound that same week, right? The following week.
Yes.
So we had our ultrasound the following week. And I was 6 weeks and 6 days, almost 7 weeks. And we saw the baby, we saw the heartbeat, we saw everything. Baby was fine. And then it was 9 weeks-ish. So I was having a healthy, normal pregnancy up until my 16-week scan. So as many of you know, we are both in the military. So we're away from home. We're both from New York. And our family is back home. So our doctors are back home, right? So this is my first time being pregnant in the military down here, away from my family with doctors I've never even heard of. And so then we go in in the military. Oh, I think it's every OB actually. They don't take you in up until your 10th to 12th week, right? But they took me in at my 14th week because it was just everyone was getting pregnant in the military. Everyone was pregnant. So they took me in at my 14-week scan. Mind you, we just had a scan a couple of days before that at a Hello Baby, a sneak peek studio, a ultrasound place for fun. And they're not able to disclose any information that they see that's abnormal, correct? So they haven't mentioned anything, and we were okay, everything's okay. So we go in to our first OB appointment with the military, and then the ultrasound tech was really, really quiet. And we were I to myself was when the ultrasound tech is quiet, there's something going on, right? So we really are not looking at much. She's not telling us how far along we were. I remember that because she said she's gonna get some measurements to tell us how far along we are, right? But she stayed quiet afterwards. And so then we did some tests, right? Tests. And so then afterwards, the doctor came in with the tech, right? And he was so we have to go over some stuff that we saw wrong throughout the ultrasound. And we're okay, we never thought of anything bad, fatal, right? So then she basically had told us that our son's skull was not formed correctly. It was still open and it never closed. And so then she went on to explain that it was not 100% sure that it was anencephaly, right? She told us that it could have possibly been Down syndrome, and we never that's never crossed our minds, right? So we're damn, we really didn't think much of it until we knew there was something we should stress about, right? So then they send you up to the specialist, I guess, right? Maternal fetal medicine. And so they look at us, and we talked to our counselor, our genetic counselor, and she basically goes over 3 things that she thought it was, but Down syndrome was definitely not one of them. So it was like anencephaly, and some other cephaly. That there's like a disorder. Oh, I think it was spina bifida, right? It was spina bifida. So basically, we're like, okay. So I'm like in disbelief. Eric was not like, he was not with it at all. He was like, they don't know what they're talking about, and they're not about to tell me something, right? Like, he was literally in denial the whole time, like the whole time. So mind you, we found out at 14 weeks that there was something wrong with our baby's head. So now it's like 15, 16 weeks, like weeks-ish. And then you do an anatomy scan to actually see what's wrong with the baby. So she went on and explained. So basically, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, I could explain it in my own words, but I want to tell you guys what it really is. So basically, anencephaly is a baby born with an underdeveloped brain and an incomplete skull. Anencephaly is a defect in the formation of a baby's neural tube during development. A baby born with anencephaly might be stillborn or survive only a few hours to a few days after birth. Right, so we've never heard about this. Like, we don't have it in our family. We're like, did we do something wrong? Like, was I drinking? Was I, like, we were just trying to narrow it down to what could have possibly caused this, right? So then she went on and explained this condition, and then she told us our options. And so then we were like looking at the ultrasound, right? And I knew, like, at that moment, I was like, okay, now I know what I'm looking at, right? But he was like, no, the baby's fine. Like, the baby's fine, right? So then...
So there's the news.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
basically, they said, okay, your baby has anencephaly.
yeah,
That's what it is.
It.
And then we're like, damn. Like, I was like about to go through it, if you know what I mean, right? And Eric was like in denial. He was like, nah, like, I'm gonna go get a second opinion, right? So we asked if we're able to go get a second opinion, and they didn't let us. They said you got the one at Sewell's Point and the other one at the hospital, right? We're like, okay, so like, we're gonna go get a third opinion. Can you please give us a referral to an outside civilian? And they were like, no. So basically, we had told our families what's going on, and then
after everything, we went home, broke it down to our family, see what they had said would be best for us, and then we like just coped with each other, try to make each other as strong as possible through this moment.
So basically, yeah, so then we ended up, like, we had to tell our chain of command because we were mentally not stable at all. Like, we were going through it. So then we told, like, our chain of command. They were supported. They gave us, like, emergency grieving leave. Same thing with him. So we went home for a couple of weeks, and we were just thinking about our options, taking the time off to really, like, you know, like, I'm still pregnant. I'm still growing a baby inside me, but I know, like, knowing that my baby is not going to survive and knowing that my baby is about to pass, like, it was just, like, hard. It was so hard. So then we get an appointment with our sister-in-law's OB. So we had to pay out of pocket for that visit. But she basically, I brought my medical records. She saw me at the hospital, and then she was like, I'm gonna give you the same recommendation as the doctors down there in Virginia. And they were like, you're better off terminating this pregnancy now before, like, you continue going along further, you know, and keep getting further along in this pregnancy, correct? So we were like, damn. So then we go ahead and we talk to our families. We had like a little family meeting, I guess we called it. And then our parents were like heartbroken because it was like a boy. So like in my family, there's not a lot of boys. So it was just so hard. And then we talked with his parents. We tried to see, you know, where their heads were at. But at the end of the day, it was going to be me and my husband making the decision of what we're going to do with our son, right? And for one, we do not believe in abortion at all. Like, we do not believe in abortion at all whatsoever. Like, I just want to put that out there. But when they're telling you that you're at risk for, like, in the future, right? And they tell you your son's going to pass, it's like basically, like,
what more can you do?
Yeah, like, you can't really do anything else. Like, you really can't. So it was like, I'm running out of options. Like, if I carry, like, I wasn't even gonna carry full term. That was like, she had told me that I was gonna get induced into labor around January or February, and I found this out late September. So then we went ahead and we decided to go ahead and I get put through a procedure to
Go through
like
preterm labor.
like a preterm labor, and then like a way preterm. I was like 22 weeks at that point, I think 21, 22 weeks, and like the baby is like, it was just so crazy. Like you would never think something like that would happen to you, unless, because it's like unspoken of, like it's crazy. Like I never even heard of anything called anencephaly or spina bifida. Like the most things I feel like we are like it's so common is Down syndrome. I feel like that's all we hear, but we don't hear about like all these other birth defects that actually can happen, although it's not like genetic. And it was crazy. But then we went ahead October 22nd. We went up to like an hour and a half away from where we live in Virginia, and they basically not really induced me into labor, but they put me to sleep, and then they just took the baby out. And then from there, it was, we got our baby's ashes. So we have his ashes. We got some handprints and footprints, but we refused. Like I did not want to see the baby, and he didn't want to see the baby because we were going to be traumatized. But that's the one thing I probably would not put myself through, even if I wanted to. Like I don't think I would be able to do that to myself. So then that was October 23rd, and then that's when he like officially passed. It was October 23rd, and we were due March 16th. March 16th is, so October, December, November, December, January, February, March, like 5. So yeah, it was like 4 months ish.
Like 4.5.
Like 4.5 ish, right? Yeah. So basically, we came on here, right, to like answer everyone's questions, because they ask us like, when are we ready to have more kids? Like, are we scared in the future? Like, what do we think caused it? Like at this point, like all our tests came back great. It was not genetic. It was not like our baby's chromosomes were all good. Like everything was excellent. It was just like environmental. And when we narrowed it down, it's like when you're on certain like medication, it could affect like your pregnancy, correct? And at that time, Eric was going through something with his eye, and he was on steroids. So that's the only other thing we could think of, besides us being like that 0.02%, right? Like it's so crazy. Like you never, like all this is very unheard of. And you know what's so crazy? Like it was like a month or two ago, I think, I found another girl that was due like the day before me on TikTok, and she had an anencephalic pregnancy as well. And she's from Virginia Beach. Like it was so crazy. And I told him, I was like, that is so crazy. Like you would have never thought. Like I would have never thought somebody doing March was also like going through this. But she went into preterm labor around like in February. But that's not like my story to tell. But she has talked about it several times on her page. So it's just so crazy. And we just came out here to tell you that you could be that 0.00002% and not know. Like it's really crazy. Like you would never think you would have to bury your first son at all. Like you would not think at all. You would not think like taking your prenatals is important. Like you had asked me before, I did not take my prenatals at all. Like I would throw up after, because it was just so, it was bad. It was so bad. But
big thing also is to make sure you take your folic acids. If you're trying to conceive, make sure it is planned and not like unplanned, because that pregnancy was so unplanned. So that's why we thought like we first saw the ultrasound, it was fine, and then after all they were just like, no, the baby has anencephaly. And then that's like, we went to so many places that gave us ultrasounds and pictures, and they said the baby's fine, so we got lied to and stuff. So that's why, like, make sure you get like the earliest appointment as possible, like.
Correct.
And it's just take your medications before, like, at least 2 months before you try to conceive, which is your folic acid.
Or your prenatals plus an additional dose of folic acid, because that's what they have recommended me to do. Like my doctors now recommended me like take my prenatals 3 months prior to conceiving, and be on my prenatals all the time, basically. Because that's the last thing you want, is to go through another loss, especially of your kid. Like it's just, like, I don't know, like my heart hurts for like all those moms that lose their kids like all the time. Like it's just like, I barely even had mine in my arms, but I felt that pain, you know? Like, imagine losing your son after 18 years. Like, I don't know. That's why my heart be with them, and they be in my prayers all the time. Like, when young kids back home are passing, like, I just be like, my heart is just shattered because I cannot see myself losing another kid ever again. I don't think.
Yeah.
I would die. I literally almost died. Like, I cut all my friends out. Like, I did not talk to them. They were trying to be there for me, but that's like the last thing you want is for people to be
like
on
not
you.
nosy.
Like,
it's just
it's not nosy at all.
just
but it's
want
just
to know your business. You know, it's just
well,
like,
some people do it with like a good intention, but some people are just there to know what's good with you, right? So that's the thing. Like, you need to tell who's genuinely like wanting to see you do better, and I don't know, but you just need to be careful nowadays. So just know, my next pregnancy, no one's gonna know, and I'm gonna pop out with my baby when it's born, probably.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know. I don't know, but I just want you ladies to know, well, to tell you guys about what had happened to us. We were like healthy as people, and we never expected that. Like, we were the healthiest possible, and it's crazy. So it could happen to anybody. It really can, and it's just we didn't believe it until it happened to us, right? Like, you really don't believe it until it really does happen to you, and that's the crazy thing. So we just wanted to come out here and tell you guys, answer you guys' questions. We're not ready to have another kid yet, right? No. Our parents will kill us because we are so young and away from home. But yeah, right? That was basically it. We just wanted to come here and tell you guys, share our story. Answer any other questions you guys possibly have. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. We will answer them as truthfully and as bluntly as possible because
what more can we do? I mean, like, you guys are here for us, we're here for you, so
correct.
just like and subscribe and try to get us that money.
Not even. We just want to share our crazy lives with you guys. So just stay tuned. I know this is probably not the outro you guys want, but please comment any questions or any video suggestions you guys probably have. Please subscribe to our channel. Watch us grow. Let's grow together, and then we will go from there. Hopefully,
leave a thumbs up.
We make it up there. If not, here we are for your that's it for this video. As I said, please comment, subscribe to our channel, and let us know whatever you guys want to see, and we will try to show you guys as much of our life as possible.
And don't forget to hit that like button, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.